Hi, welcome back to DALEK, or making a DALEK. I think this is number 7. The progress has been moving along quite fast with the DALEK now. I seem to be getting to a stage of moving quick, and it should be finishing quick hopefully soon. I'm just removing these bits here. They've all been sprayed with a nice gloss finish. I gave them a matte coat and I did a lacquer finish to give them the shine. I've already started installing them or fitting them already. These ones are the last ones to go on. So I'll show you me doing these ones so you can see how I did it. Get them all off first. I'm sure a little bit more than enough here, I should imagine. That's that done, if I don't need that no more. Right, these are all the bits that's got to be done. And like I said, I've done some already, and we're going to put them on. We're going to glue them last ones on, and that's that done. Now, when I was last here, I was doing the mesh that went round here. I've already put the collars already on. I already put the collars on, top and bottom, but I wanted to do the mesh. So this is how I did the mesh. This is how I got around to doing the mesh. With this piece here, you would mark like so, just run round. It's easy just to get your finger there like that, hold the pencil there, and then just go around where you want the mesh to be, and the same down here, like that. Once you've done that, then you get your mesh. Obviously it'd be bigger than this, and you put it in place. I've done it half and half. I've done the front half first. I overlapped it, so what I done with the first one, I put the whole sheet of the mesh right round the DALEK like that, so it sat flat on it like that. So it's flat like that, and then I'd mark it where I want it to, halfway mark would be there. I just mark it on the mesh like that. You'll see it marking up on the mesh there, and then I draw the line going through the mesh where I want it. So when I come to cut it, you can see the line on there. You can just about see the line on there. Can you see it? There. You just cut the line, cut it all out. Once it's all cut out, this is the back piece. I was going to change the back piece. Then you put it in position. Make sure it fits where you want it to fit. And then if you're cutting it along the line where you put the line, wherever your line is, just say that's the line there. You'll mark it like that. And chop the line and mark that line there, chop the line there. Then you just, what I done with it is I just got a bit of glue. I find it easier to do it this way. Put some tape down. Get yourself a box of these toothpicks. Get a packet of them, because when you start using them, you never stop using them. So I normally bit of tape down, preferably out of your way, so you're not going to put your hand in it. So I normally put it at the edge of the table. I'd normally have this right at the edge of the table over here, or over here, if I can see it. Then I'd get my, I'm not going to glue this, so I won't glue it, so I'll just glue the piece of this here. I'll glue the back up here. So what I would do is I'll just dab in there and then just smear it on there. Just like that. You see it there. Put it on like that, in position like that. Make sure the mesh, give the mesh plenty of time to set. Don't pull it up like that. I just did a test run and I pulled on it, came straight off. So there it's set, give it time to set. And if you've got your toothpick, you've got hundreds of these, just hold it down with the toothpick. Don't hold the toothpick down, and don't hold it down like that, move the toothpick around. That means it will glue to the mesh and it won't glue to the stick. And throw your stick away, we're done. That'll be it, that's it held there now. And then I'll do the other side, and then on the next mesh, I'm going to cut this, this is a spare piece. And when I come on the other side, I'll do the same thing. Toothpick, there like that. Bring it on the other side like that, put it in place like that. Spray it. Let it set. And that's it, that'll be going right around the DALEK like that. That's how I done meshing on that. This is just a test one, and they're just spare bits so I can show you how that went. And remember to remove your super glue off the table. You're not using that, fold it and throw it away. You don't want no super glue on your hands. And once you've done that, you put that in place. But don't forget your collar will be there. So you'll have a collar that will sit there and there. You have a collar sitting there, and the mesh will glue, so you just put that glue on the collar. Not the bottom collar, just the top collar. And then when you've done all that, you've got to that point, you've done all that, and your mesh is in place, then you stick your blend bits on. And that'll go, if you do it just right, if you measure it just right, then you know exactly one of these will go right on top of the joint. Mine was just how I did it. I've done mine already. Like I said, when I'm normally making models, I tend to put the radio on, listen to talk radio, and just go to town making models. That's what I normally do. But anyway, that's how I do that with the mesh. And you stick your bits on afterwards. That's already done. I've done that already, so I'm going to show you the finished touch. I've even put the gun bits in there. And this is the finished touch of it. Afterwards, they're all in place. I was going to do these grey. I was going to do these black. Sorry, I was going to do these black. But when I looked up the Dalek charts and all the different Daleks and what have you, there wasn't many of them black without this being black. And I didn't want to go back and have to respray this because I would have sprayed that separate before putting it on there. So I decided just to do it all grey. Do it that way. And then I stuck the gun bits that's going to go in place there, like there. I used the beads that I had there. I used the beads. I just dremelled the hole out the same size as these pins here. These are not the pins that's going to go in there. These pins are just in there until I put the arms in there. Then I glue the arms in place. And what I've done is I stuck them inside there. Then I stuck a piece of plastic along the bottom there with bits in the middle. Glued the middle down, and that just pushes on them bits there. I put support around the back there. You're not going to see that when the Dalek's finished and done. You're not going to see that. So that's that all done. And it's been lacquered and sprayed. It's got a lovely spray job there, lovely glossy spray job there. That's all done and finished. Now I've got the head. I just now decided to give the head another gloss because I want the head to be really shiny. Right, now that's the shoulders, the collar. That's the shoulders. Now the neck of the Dalek, that's all done. That's all been sprayed. I've got the piece that will go into the neck. So I'm going to stick this piece here just to bring it up a bit. So when that sits in place on there like that, a bit closer. When that sits in place there like that, and it's glued in place, you'll have a rod going through there. Whatever I've done with the rod, there's a rod knocking around somewhere. And that will go on top of there like that, just lifting it up a bit, and I polished them up a bit so it just gives a bit of movement on that for the head. It's not a toy, it's just a display. It's just for displaying. You can buy plenty, if you want to play with a Dalek, you can buy plenty of toys. But this is just a display to display with your Doctor Who's, if you have any Doctor Who's. But these are going to be very well scaled Daleks. They're not going to be, they should be perfect in every way. They should be perfect. The only thing that might be out slightly is the measurements on these. Like, you know, they probably could be a bit closer, but I've done them. That's how I done them. And I've got the guns and the eye I'm working on. I've got the eye sprayed, just doing the eye stem for that. I've got the plunger ready for its putting in place. Now I've done. All I've got to do is stick these in. Now when I'm doing these, this is the on the body. That's the shoulders and neck done. On the body, this is the body now. Once we've got the black bits inside here, these bits in place, so they're looking okay. Just the back bits need to be done. But you can see it's coming along really well, and it's now beginning to look the part. Now when I'm doing these, the trouble, I've done this before with the older Dalek, another Dalek I did previous. I sprayed these with 2 or 3 coats of paint. So this has been primered, matte black, and then lacquered. Okay, now that's good, but because it's such a tight fit, getting them inside here, these holes, it sometimes, it's not a problem to me, it doesn't worry me. Don't always remember, if you have a problem, you're fixing it anyway, you're building it from scratch, so it doesn't matter if you have any problems. If you look here, got a little bit of black that's coming off it. That's because there's got too many coats going onto it, and I'm forcing it in there, and it's just taking a bit of paint off of there. That's not a problem. When I put all these in place, you can see it's got a shine there. When this has all been put in place, I'm going to get a bit of black modelling paint that I have sitting over here. this stuff here. Great modelling paint. I'll stick a link for the name of that if you don't use it already. You're going to get that with a good brush and you'll just dab all them little black bits there. Just give them a wipe. There's a few of them. There's a bit there, just some there as well. Just going to touch them all up there. Once they're all touched all up and that's all finished, then I'm going to blast that with a lacquer to get a shine like the shine over here, and that's going to be on the head as well. But when I'm doing these, it's just a case of just dropping them in position or pushing them in position. Find a point, push it, and support, hold it here and push it in. I would suggest probably the easiest way. I did this before and I put lacquer on it and I had the same problem. It'd be easy just to prime it and gloss it. Then there'd be less layers of coat, less layers of paint in it, and it won't be so hard to put in place. Make sure you support these bits here. Make sure you hold here when you put it in place, because I did one when I first started making these. I didn't do that and it cracked the sides. Just hang on, let me just get the camera up a bit higher for you to see where I am. I'm drifting off the screen a little bit there. Let me just stop a second. Well, that's a bit better. You can see a bit more table there now. So you just push all these in place. Bit tight. Get them in there, but push them all in position. Nice and easy. Make sure if it's going to be too much getting in, pop it back out again and put that one somewhere else. Sometimes, you know, I had a blister on my hand the other day, and I was wondering how it got there. I just remember now by doing that. Put it in position. See, some go in, some don't for some reason. So what I do is I push them all in like that, one by one, all in position. And once they're all in position, then I go back with the super glue from the inside and just put a dab of super glue. So when that's on the inside there like that, I just go over the super glue and just put a dab there. Just 3 dabs on it, just leave it. I won't bother spraying that into it. I'll just let it dry set, just let it set naturally, because I find that can tend to, I had a lot of trouble when I did the silver Dalek, and I was spraying that. It was really messing up the silver. This can be a bit fiddly sometimes. You could spend ages picking them up and trying to put them back in again. But take your time, there's no rush. Once it's all in place, you'll see the ones you've glued and the ones you've not glued. Then just go in and glue it. Like I said, I've just sprayed the head. I'm giving it another coat of lacquer, because the lacquer will be really tough. The lacquer should be give it a really tough finish on it. And I need to somehow install lights into the head. Now, just in case I decide I want the lights on at any stage, you know, it's not a major deal. The other Dalek I didn't put no lights on it at all. I've seen some guys making Daleks and they put lights on theirs, and I don't know. You know, I just don't know. So I thought I'll put lights on there. But the thing is I don't want wires. I don't want to have wires hanging out of the Dalek. You know, wires lying out. And the model, it's a good model, but it's got a wire stuck to it. That one's flying out, so I'm not going to. I might have a few spares, so leave that one over there for now, because it's being a bit of a stubborn one. This can be a bit fiddly here. Let me get around it. Once they're all in place, then you just get around the back there with some glue. Just to show you it can be fiddly, but stick with it. And if it doesn't work and you haven't got any problems with it, just go away for a while, have a good think about it, and blame Brexit, because that's what everybody else does. There you go. Here we go with that. Getting there, not far to go now, and they're all done. When I first made one of these Daleks, I made a red one. I think I showed a picture of that at the beginning video, number 1 or number 2 video, I can't remember which one. And all these bits, these holes wasn't on that Dalek. I put like guide holes, and the idea was to just glue them on that way, and that was so hard. I decided to use the original making of a Dalek method, which is this method, is how they do it when they make a full size Dalek. I decided to use this method. And that's them all in place. That's them all done. That's them all done. See, we're flying along with this now. I said I got the guns made. I had to make that out of wire. That's fiddly. That's very fiddly. I've seen some guys making Daleks, and I don't know how they've done the guns, but they're fiddly. Now once that's done, what I've done is I've got a newer super glue for this to save me messing around trying to get inside here and glue it. And I just get inside here and remember which ones I've done, and just put a dab of glue on each one. You're not going to be able to see it, so I'm going to stop a second. I'm going to dab glue these and get it done. So I'll be back with you in 2 seconds. Right, welcome back. That's all them glued up inside there, and they're going to be left alone. I'm not going to touch them, like, you know. So I'm going to be dabbing up. I'm going to save these bits because they can go for another Dalek, because that's what they're made. I'm thinking I might be thinking about throwing another Dalek together. So I'm going to be doing a little bit touching up of this paint here. And like I said, that's it. We're flying along. I've got the base outside. That'll be sitting on there looking pretty like that, all lined up. And then the neck will go on top of there like that. And we're getting pretty much there. That's looking pretty much like it. Right, let me just go and get the gun. A second. Well, I just went and got the plungery bit. That's going to go onto that. Now on the last Dalek I did, I had this moving in and out. I'm not going to bother moving this one in and out. I'm just going to set it like that. And the idea is I'll just pull them out. Set off of there a second. And the idea is to just pull that out. Make sure it's straight, because I don't want to lose that bead around the back there, otherwise you'll be really knocked. And then that'll be pushing in there like that for that section. That might be a bit too long, but I can cut that down. And I've got the gun, the ray gun, or whatever you want to call a gun. Got that now. I've not put a support on that. I just put it on there like that. So I need to stick something on there. Glue something in there in place about that much. Let me just cut that. Let me just do this ray gun. I've not put no support on this ray gun. Now the idea of that is to put a dab of glue on that there. Just a dab of glue like that on there. Just stick a little bit of glue on there, like that. Push that into there. Like that. It's in. Just let that set. Let that set. I'm going to spray that up and let that set. When that's set, that'll just push eventually into there like that. I'm not going to push it now because it's got wet glue on it. It'll sit in there like that. And that there. I might cut this down a bit more because I think it's a little bit on the long side, so I might come down with that. And then the plunger will go on the end. I've got a sit at the end of that, like that. I think that's way too long, so I'm going to cut that down. We've got the eye I'm working on as well, so that should be done by now. I don't want to spray that spray on there because it messes around with the silver. That there, I just that there, I just got a tube making this quite fit. I didn't think to record this. I should have recorded doing this. But this is quite close hand building, so it's quite quite fiddly. I don't think you could call it possibly that back. Anyway, it's quite close hand, I'd say, building it. I had to drill a hole in the plastic. Let me just give you a rough idea of what I've done with that. I've got some of this wire here. I'm not sure what the size is. Hold on, let me just give me 1 second. Right, I'll just back up when I go and get these. Right, this wire here, I think I bought this on eBay, this wire here. I use it quite a lot for a lot of things. And it's the size of it is, the thickness, shall I say, is 75 millimeters thick. That's that wire there. Now, when I was doing the gun, when I did this ray gun, whatever, I can quite easy with the Project DALEK. I mentioned that at the beginning, Project DALEK, and I've got links for that on my YouTube. My next video, this will be finishing on my next video, this will be done. And on the next video I'm going to give you a complete run through of what you need to do, Project DALEK and all the stuff. So where to start, where we are finishing. I can probably quite easily go onto my 3D machine and print a proper gun. Project DALEK has a 3D plans for one of these ray guns, and I can just print it quite easy. But I want to make it with a wire mesh. That's just why I did that one. And this is just a simple way of how I did it with the wire mesh. Let's just push the DALEK. Let me just shut it down now because it's just annoying me just seeing it totally. Turn it down to about here probably. Because it's not really unblocking any sinks, so that's a bit better. Happy with that. Right, so what I've done with this here, I used this pipe here, which is you can get on eBay again, just plastic tubing. This is 4mm. It's always less. I don't know why. It's 3.9, 3.90. I don't know why isn't it? It's supposed to be 4. Maybe it's 2. Yeah, okay. It's 4. It's 4mm. I've used for this. I'm just going to cut a small piece and make a miniature version of how I did it, because I don't want to waste too much of this stuff if I can help it. And I've just got a small drill. It'll be a 4mm drill, the same as this here. And then I would come with that there, and I'll just drill a hole. What I would do first is mark off. Try to always put a marker where you're working. You know, in the same routine. Just run a, you know, mark it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Little mark around there. And sometimes what I also do as well is I can find my knife. You know, when you put the knife down, you can't find it. On the line you've done, just put the knife down, just roll it. Don't push hard, just roll it. And that just helps keep the drill straight. Put the drill in there, it's got a line. So I'd get very careful doing this, because you'll end up doing what I've just done there, going right through your finger. Hole in there like that. And roughly again down here. This is going to be that long. I'm just doing it this size so you've got an idea of how I did it. And another hole there like that. Like that, I've got 2 holes there. I hope you can see those 2 holes there. Then you get your piece of wire, but don't forget it'll be this length, it won't be that length. Get your piece of wire, get some wire cutters. Chop that, like that. Flat pliers. If you don't have any pound shops or anything like that and you see these, grab them. I can't find it. I have another one somewhere, but I don't know how to use these old ones. I normally just go in there like that. See how it's bent? All bent like that, and we want to straighten up. Grab it down at the bottom, hold this nice and tight at the bottom, pull it up, and straighten it up. Give you a nice straight wire. There we go. That's as straight as we're going to get that for now. I would have took a straight piece off of that anyway. I wouldn't have took a bent one. We're just like that, and then we're just going to go in there, say halfway through that. Get over here so we can let's get it closer to that so you can see me here. Right here, halfway onto there, like that, in there, and just bend it like that. I bend it like that. Let me zoom in for you. Give me a second to get it closer. Okay. Keep forgetting. So I've got that on there, I've got it halfway through there, and I bent it over like that. Okay. And then that will sit inside there like that. And please do bear in mind it's going to be this long. It's not going to be that long. And then I normally just put that right where the dot is. You need about 6 hands to do this, but you get the hang of it after you've done it a few times. Stick that in there like that. And where the dot is down there, put the pliers just at the bottom. Like that, where the dot is. Like that. Take it back out again and bend it in the same direction. Like that. Like so. So it's fiddly, but it's doable. It just looks, if you get it right, you just put it in place like that, then you just stick them in the holes. And if you measured it right, then you'd have it in the hole like that. And that's quite small compared to that one, so I'm okay with that one. But what I would do before I do that is again I get my glue on a piece of tape and I would dab that in the glue first and then just stick it in place there like that. Stick it in place how far I want it, however high I want it to be, and whack it with the MITRE-FAST, MITRE-FAST. And that's how I do that. That's how I did that anyway. That's that bit done there. I'm zooming out. Hold on to this over there. I'm zooming out. So this is just a quick update of where we are, how things are looking at the moment. Put the drills. I always make sure all the drills and everything go in the same spot. Everything's in the same spot. All the drills and everything's inside there. But over here, I'll have all my wire holders and things. These are great tools. These here, they're great tools. I've only just started using these. They come in packs of 3s. They are really good tools for holding things, like gluing things. They're really good for that. They're really great tools. That, isn't it strange that you have the same tools that you use all the time? Like this tool here, I do a lot of making model clays and stuff like clay models and stuff like that, and wax modelling, and it's just the same tool I use all the time for that sort of thing. I don't know if no wax models or anything I've made here. That's another thing. Well, anyway, so this is where we are with the DALEK. I'm quite happy with that. That there like that. That's quite good. So to fit the plungers on, I've got a screw on there. I'm going to put a thinner piece of plastic inside that. I think that's the same one. A thinner piece of plastic inside there, inside here. And I'm just going to glue that onto there maybe. I'll find a smaller one. Let's have a look, see what I've got here. I've got quite a few different sizes of this, this plastic. So the idea is to glue that into that. As long as that fits inside there, which it does, then I need to glue onto there, like that. Just glue that into there, put it in there. So I'm going to do that now so you can see me doing that there. Just put it to one side. That's virtually done, so we're going to do it. So I'm going to cut a piece of plastic off of there, like that. I'm going to dab a bit, you dab some glue inside there. You can get it out of there. It's not coming out too well. Look at the glue clogging up at the top there. Just get a pair of pliers, a bit of tissue on there. Grab all that glue and get rid of it because it's just causing troubles. Right, I'm going to use, because I'm going to use that, I'm going to get back to my tape method again because it's just a simple little option. And as I have a piece of wire already cut there, I'm going to use that to dab the glue on with. Now that's going to go onto there. That's going inside there. I'm going to use this metal here which I've already got for the job. Stick that inside there like that. Once that's in there like that, I'm going to push it in there, let it set. Let that set. I don't really want to spray that spray on there because it doesn't really go well with the paint. It really messes the paint up sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. Right, I think that's ready to go on there now. I'm going to put. I'm not going to glue these in here yet because I've still got a bit more work to do on there, but that'll go in there like that. And it's all glued in place. So as you can see, we're getting there. That's okay. And then you can pose that to however you wish to pose that, whichever. That will be glued in there eventually. That's how it's going in there, and that should be glued there by now. Once that's glued in place, then I'm going to dab some glue on the outside of this, like that. And try not to get any of this glue on your hands, because it's bad news. You've got to try and separate it. I don't have nothing here, but there's some other stuff you can do to remove this if it gets stuck to you. A number of times I've glued myself and judged the model, and it's not fun. That's that on there. I think I'll do that. I'm quite chuffed with that. And if I think to myself it's too long, I'll just shorten it at any stage. But it's okay. These things come out quite far on Doctor Who. That's that, and that's that. So we're getting there. That's that on top of there. That's that. So we're getting there. Things are flying. The only thing not in place at the moment is the head. And let me just see if that's dry yet. Give me 2 seconds. There it is. Shiny head. Very shiny head. Don't get much shinier than that. Got the base in place. It's not glued in place, it's just sitting on the base at the moment. Gun, plunger looks okay. Just got to sort the eye out. Now the eye bit I'm working on. It's the eyepiece here. That will be sitting inside there on the next stage. That comes in 2 colours. It's that colour and it's that colour. It's 2 colours there, that's coming on like that. That'll sit in there like that. And I've got the rings which I've sprayed there on there to be put in place. Let's get them off of there for now. See if I can get them off. If such a thing is possible. Here's the rings. There's 2 of them ones, 2 of these ones. I think different Daleks have different colour rings. 2 of those ones, and 1 big one in the middle. Now, I remember last time I done these were a major pain gluing them in position. Okay, so there's the rings. They're going to go on the silver part of the eye here. The eye will sit in place like that. We'll get it in there. The eye will sit like that. I'll glue that in place when the time comes. That'll sit there like that. Then rings will go on the silver bit there. That eye will glue right up to the end there. That'll go glued to there like that. And that's that. So these here would be, that one will go on first. That goes on second. That goes on third. That and that. That's just, hang on, let's put it so you can see that. So again, that bit will go on first. You can see where you are. That will go on first onto the eye. Then that bit there goes in the next bit. Then the middle piece. Then the next piece there. Then the last piece. And line up on the silver piece there. Then that gets glued in. Going to glue that into the head. When the time comes, that'll get glued onto the head. You see the glue's got a great spray job. There. I'm going to install the light bulbs. A bit tacky, well, not tacky, it's okay. I'm going to stick the light bulbs in there like that, and then I'm going to put the lenses on. I'm going to let that sit there and dry. Don't want to mess around with that too much. I'm going to leave that as it is for now. At some point I'll glue that centre ring onto that so that's just dead straight. Can't do that until I get the wiring in there first. These are the lights I'm going to install. But on the next segment, the next time we're here, I will hopefully have the eye fixed in place, all that done. It'll be virtually finished. What I normally do is when it's finally finished, I'll put the glue on there and then just stick it in place and just leave it. And there, give enough time to move it around and leave it. Enough time, there's nothing worse than using it. Don't use a fast glue, use a slow glue. You know, don't use this when you're fixing this up or when you're gluing it together, because if it sets before it's supposed to and it's slightly out, if you put it on there and that glue sets and that's over there like that, There's nothing more annoying. So you want to just put a glue on there, just so there, move around so it's exactly straight, and just leave it. I normally do that before I go to bed, when I set it, put it in close. So we'll do that bit first, do that bit second, whatever. So what I'm going to do next, before you see me next time, I'm going to touch up all the black parts on there. Just going to little dab them up. They're okay, but I'm going to dab them up anyway. And the bottom body bit, I'm going to lacquer that to get a shine like the top bit there. Give it a nice coat of lacquer. The lacquer always comes out lovely on any model you're doing. Good lacquer on it. Once that's lacquered all up, then I'll glue these bits on last. They'll go on last. So I'll take them off while I'm working on the Dalek. They don't need to be on there. And I'll also put these back in place until they go back in there again. Because the last thing I want is that ball to turn around and get that little hole that's stuck inside there and I can't get it out again. That will be rather annoying. So I'm going to finish this one here. That's where we are right now. We're nearly finished. On the next video, we're going to go through a complete run through of where I started to here. I'm going to show you the sites. I'm going to show you where they are. I'm going to show you why it's good to join them. I'm going to show you how I converted it in case you want to convert it the same way. And that's it. Then you'll have a clue. But otherwise, you can just call me or message me if you get stuck, if you're trying to make one of these. Okay, and when that's done, that'll be the Dalek finished. So hopefully the next video will be the final video of this guy. So I want to thank you for coming along. Give us a like, share us with your friends that like making Daleks, and if you've got any ideas for me to help me out, because I'm not the greatest model maker in the world, I'm just good at doing them. I'm not great. I'll see some great model makers. I'm just good at doing them. But thanks for watching. See you all again real soon. You take care. Bye.